This is one of those really love-to-hate video games. It can be so good, at the same time it can be so bloody frustrating, all in the same session. Marble Madness was originally an arcade classic from 1984 that was designed by Mark Cerny and released by Atari Games. It was ported to a whole bunch of different formats, which I'm not going to mention here, but the one that we are looking at today is a 1986 Atari ST version. This again was made by Atari Games, with W.Harvey and J Nitchals doing the conversion and Electronic Arts doing the publishing. The game itself is a 1 to 2 player isometric platform game where you have to control the marble as you try to get to the end of the level within the time limit. The faster you go in the level, the more extra time that you receive in the next maze. So it's very important to get good at the very early stages, if just to give you more time later on, because you will need it. The mazes themselves have multiple routes. However, they are littered with traps such as black balls which will try and drop you off the many ledges, blowers and green gas clouds. But the main problem comes from the navigating the small platforms with the intentionally loose ball controls and managing to get your head around that isometric perspective. You'll often find yourself repeating the same section over and over again just to get to the next respawn point. Yep, it can get very frustrating. Visually, it's solid for a 1986 ST game and it looks very similar to the arcade original. The sprites are simple, but everything's drawn well and clear. Plus there's no real noticeable glitches or slowdown. The only thing that I'll say visually is look at the title screen. It has to be one of the laziest I've seen. I mean, there's not even a picture. Maybe this was done to conserve disk space or a time constraint. After all, the time frames to make some of these games are really unreasonable back in the 1980s. And apart from that, there's not really a lot you can say about Marble Madness. It's a very simple game that's difficult to master, and the ST port is very good. It could do with a trackball controller like the arcade original, but overall it plays perfectly fine with a joystick. And you can play it with the mouse, but I've never really bothered. Actually, come to think of it, there is one negative thing I can bring up against this port. The collision detection isn't great. There are points in some of the levels where you can rebound the marble against the wall. Sometimes it will rebound correctly, however others it will cause you to go straight through and die. Likewise, there are certain moments where you can swear that you are on the platform, and the game tells you that you've fallen off because you haven't aligned the marble up correctly to the correct pixel. Naturally, this is a big source of frustration, but, well, that's pretty much my only complaint about it. Everything else is fine. So let's get on with the playthrough, and anyway, this is going to be, I'm going to have a quick go at this and try to get through to the end. So let's go on with it.
you